If a thought cannot be expressed simply, it must be rejected.
Would you like an easy way to keep the generation straight? An easy way is to consider the situation of Brother Fred W. Franz. Now, you'll see that he's FWF on the chart. Now, as we said before, Brother Franz was born in 1893. He was baptized in November of 1913. So, as one of the Lord's anointed in 1914, he saw the sign and he understood what the sign meant. Now, Brother Franz lived a long life. He finished his earthly course at 99 years of age in 1992.
Avoid the trap. If I can't convince them, I'll confuse them.
Now, do you know of many who were of the anointed in 1914 and who outlived Brother Franz? There may have been some, but not many. Now, just for the sake of argument, suppose that we assume that Brother Franz was the last of that first group of anointed ones. That is, the group of anointed ones who were anointed in 1914, who saw the sign, and then continued serving faithfully. Now, we're not saying Brother Franz was. We just don't know. But for the sake of argument, let's suppose. In order to be part of this generation, someone would have had to have been anointed before 1992, because he would have to have been a contemporary of some of the first group. Now, again, we're not saying that Brother Franz was the last of this group, but we're just using this for the sake of argument as a point of reference. Anyone anointed after 1992 would be of the anointed, but he would not be part of this generation. And Jesus said, this generation will not pass away until all these things happen. Are you beginning to see how this all connects with the urgency of our times? Someone might say, we know that some of the anointed will be on the earth when the Great Tribulation breaks out, but who's to say that Jehovah won't be anointing more people years from now, and then they'll be reading about us in some updated version of the Proclaimer's book? Well, the answer is simple. Anyone anointed years from now would not have been a contemporary of those of the first group of anointed ones, because they had passed off the scene. And Jesus said, this generation will not pass away until all these things happen. They would not have been part of the generation. Now, those of the second group of anointed ones are getting older. This is especially clear when you consider who make up the second group. We saw some pictures of those who made up the second group, and in addition, there are Carl Klein, John Barr, Albert Schroeder. All of the current members of the governing body are also part of this generation, and some of us are showing our age. So, brothers, we are indeed living deep in the time of the end.
If a thought cannot be expressed simply, it must be rejected.